Yeah, welcome back to the Firehouse for some more Firehouse reasoning from the depths. Tonight in the Firehouse I'll be once again explaining who Rastafari is. You know? And like I said before, if you listen to any of the previous reasoning, you don't have to call the one Rastafari God, you know. So this reasoning will be about God then, if you want to call it that. I call that one Rastafari, because I am a Rasta man, you know. But don't take it that all Rasta men are the same, you know. We're not uniform. Understand? I don't belong to a congregation of Rasta. Either 12 tribe, Naya, Bingi, you know, any other order within the orders of Rasta. I am a soul rebel. Belongs to no one. Take orders from no one. Follow no group of men. Black, white, green, or blue. I am a follower of Rastafari. And Rastafari is not a man. Is not a book. Is not an organization. You see what I mean? So therefore, I am not a follower of any organization. And Rasta means the freedom to decide for oneself what is going on here on earth. So any being anywhere on the planet who is making such a movement, yeah, they might not call themselves a Rasta, but that's what Rasta is. When one can operate their own faculties. Understand? Totally that is, you know, without the hindrance of any group or any organization. That's what a Rastaman is. But I'm not here to talk about the Rastaman still. I'm here to talk about Rastafari, the one who the Rastaman is following. I am following anyway, because I cannot speak for Rastas as a group, if you know what I mean. So I am not speaking for any group of Rasta. I am speaking exactly what I know myself. What I've experienced within my own struggle in this life to come to my own understanding of who Rastafari is. Now, naturally, people was talking about Rastafari before I was born. I am not the creator of the term Rastafari or the movement's Rastafari. But then again, the men who improve the television now to be showing all the different channels and things, they was not the one who created the television in the first place. Nevertheless, they come and improve upon the television. See what I mean? So yeah, I am a man now who come to improve upon Rastafari. Our Rastas and what it really means to be a follower of Rastafari. Now, like I tell you before, the reason why Rastas use the name Rastafari, that I've figured out for myself, you know. I don't know why anybody else is using it as a Rasta. They might tell you something different. I can only tell you what I know myself. So I use that name, and I'm satisfied to use that name because it have 9 letters in it. And 9 is a fullness, you know, a number. That when you reach it, you can't go any further. You must bring back the 1. So the name Rastafari represent a fullness to I and I. You see what I mean? It's just like I would say in this time, the name is a digital name. That means digital make things clearer. So the name Rastafari, like I've said previously, make the 1 more clearer. Like I say, 9 is a fullness. And the name says Rastafari, which represent the one universe, the one planet Earth, the one race of people on the planet Earth, and the one spirit that dwell within them that I and I call Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful overlord himself, the High General. Now, if you don't want to use such an elaborate name, just say conscience. Or like I say, if you want to use the name God or the light or the way, make no difference. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what name we give unto this one. Be it Rastafari, God, Jah, Allah. It won't make any difference, is it? The one is the one. Like the sun, call it 10,000 names if you want, but it will still be what it is. Name cannot alter it in any way whatsoever. So all I'm saying to the beings on the planet, that all the name Rastafari is doing is making who the one is more clearly. You see, Rasta will take the one from out of heaven. There is no one up in heaven. No God up in heaven. Never has been. God has always been here. You've been deluded to believe in this God who is up in heaven. And obviously, if there was such a God in heaven, he would have to send his son here. But all that is bullshit. No God up in no heaven. The only way for any human being who has ever lived at any time to know this one, Rastafari, or God in you, whatever you want to call this all-intelligent spirit then. The only way that anyone at all could ever know this one is to live honestly. There is no other way. There is not, I keep hearing people say, oh, there's many ways to God. There is not many ways. There is only one way. One way. If you try any other way, you're going to get lost. It's a simple way. To be truthful and honest. That is the way. No other way. Prayer can't help you. You know what I mean? And silly rituals, that don't help. You know what I mean? Might help you to know something else, but not the living God. The only way to know the living God is for the intention to be pure and clean. And you cannot hide. And we can hide our intention from each other. That's no problem. We do that all the time. I say human beings are the best camouflagers when it comes to deceiving each other. But that's it, deceiving each other is the easy bit, like I'm saying. Can you deceive yourself? Who knows all about your intention? See what I mean? And the self is the teacher, the educator. And there ain't no way now it's going to educate any human being. Any human being whose intention is not pure and clean. You know what I mean? I think what people have to understand, because Rastafari is not visible, I say, because the one dwelling in the invisible. People do not know this one. And when you don't know this one, you don't realize that this one is a teacher. Hence the fact that we tend to believe that we can only be educated by men. And I am not saying the education of man is not good. It is good to learn how to build and make things and, you know, development. There's nothing wrong with that. That is knowledge. And we should be knowledgeable beings. Knowledge is good for our survival then. Help us very well. And we can, like I say, learn this from man. But man is not the teacher of wisdom. If you know what I mean. No. Man is the teacher of knowledge. Rastafari is the teacher of wisdom. You see what I mean? So wisdom itself can only be learned from Rastafari, not from man. You know what I mean? It's like sunshine can only come from the sun. And the sun is a representation of Rastafari in the visible world. That is where light comes from. Light is wisdom. Man cannot shine light in it. He doesn't have any light. He is a receiver of light. Like we reasoning. So within thyself, it is only the conscience that can teach wisdom, because conscience is the giver of light. Light is wisdom. Ain't no other way. Like I cannot teach you wisdom, can tell you about it. But I could never teach it to you, because you can only learn it from the one. I am not, like I repeat to people all the time, I am not the sun. Yeah, I might be able to reflect the sun through my mirror, but I am not the real sun. If you want to know wisdom for yourself, you've got to learn it of the one. And for you to learn it of the one, like some people, I hear them as if they're puzzled about how do you move within and start to see and understand within yourself. You know, some people say you shut your eye and no, you don't do it. You do the simple thing of living honesty and truthfully. Honesty and truthfulness with a clean intention is a key that opens up all doors to what is right and correct and truthful and honest. You see what I mean? So you forget about everything else. Don't, when you're learning wisdom, you don't study wisdom like how you study knowledge and have to remember what to do and what not to do. Wisdom is not learned like that. Wisdom is learned by living honestly, by applying self-discipline within one life. And live and sticking by it no matter what, you know what I mean? That is how you learn wisdom. And then you will, when you learn wisdom, you will be getting in touch with the one. The one who is the giver of wisdom. But to search books out, you know, looking for wisdom, you won't find wisdom there. You will find good advice of how you can attain wisdom. I'm not denying that one. In any holy scripture you can find good advice as how one could acquire wisdom. But advice is not wisdom, is it? Just the advice. Just like if you look into even any knowledgeable book, and they give you the knowledge of how to make something. That's just you have got to go and put it into practice to achieve the aim. So whatever you're reading in any holy book, that's just the advice. You know, if it's a good advice of what one should do, how one should conduct themselves. Failure to do this, that means you ain't going to learn any wisdom, because of course you're going to end up like a person who don't go to school regular like myself, so I don't have a lot of knowledge, because I never did attend. You know what I mean? I am more vigorously attentive to the school of wisdom, if you know what I mean. Of course I find that pleasurable. Never did find the outward school very pleasurable as a kid. So I never did attend it very often, like I say. Never sit any exam in any school ever. Wasn't there for that long, you know. Was just in and out, and from 12 to 15 didn't go at all. Blessing in disguise, I say. You know what I mean? So I was not a good pupil of knowledge. In fact, I haven't got any, like I say. But having encountered the one, having encountered the one at 27, I have been a diligent student of the one that people would call God. And then now most of these people who are calling upon this God, chiefly the religious people, when you know God yourself now, you are going to realize that they don't know God. Now if somebody don't know God and is calling upon God and making all kind of rituals, and that means they must be either they lost or they pretending, but they must have some form of, I would say, ulterior motive for behaving in this way. So you find that I say God is big business. Not the real God, of course. The God that believers. Because trust me, Rastafari is nothing to believe in. It's something to know. Through honest livity. You know? And like I said, there's a man in New Zealand, if he's living honestly, he don't have to say it's Rastafari, but he will know that one. Because he'll be connected with his conscience. I say we don't have to call it Rastafari. Call it conscience. Because the minute you talk about Rastafari, or even when we talk about God, a lot of crazy people are always thinking of a man somewhere. Maybe because of these outward, like I say, religious idiots who always seems to have God as some form of female. And he's forever trying to tangle up the one now into some male and female. Is God male, is God female? You know what I mean? I tell you something like I said before, male and female is what the one create. Yeah? And male and female is not the one. You understand? You are not the one. I am not the one. A woman is not the one, and a man is not the one. We are a creation of that one. You see what I mean? So forget about is God a man or is God a woman? Should it be the man or should it be the woman? The sun is night. The sun don't look like a human being to me. And yet without the sun you couldn't live here, could you? Without the sun and the moon, ain't no life going on here. And they don't look to me as if they are a man and a woman. Maybe they are, but they don't look like that. So why do we think now that God have to be a man or a woman? No, in Firehouse we were, like I tell you, we transcend those kind of division as to male and female. Because these division, we balance them in ourselves and see the oneness. So like I tell you before, the male and the female principle is contained both within the male and within the female. So in other words, then a man has got his male principle as well as his feminine principle. And so has the what we would call the woman. These principles must be balanced within ourselves. You understand? So that we become like hard and soft then, if you want to call it this way. You know what I mean? We can't be too hard and we can't be too soft. We produce a balance within ourselves. If you know what I mean. And like I said, when you produce this balance now, this is how you're going to discover the one. When you discover the one, as an example then, you will no longer be a dishonest person. You know what I mean? So if you have two people together, which you don't really have this anyway, but if you have a man and a woman together, I'm the man, what we call the man, know the one. And the female, what we call, knows the one. Then you have perfect harmony. Because they will now be drawing their understanding from this one. A similar thing to like how we draw sunshine, the energy, from the sun. Now the one is not, that energy will not allow you to cheat and lie and deceive, and so you couldn't be in an unhealthy relationship of deceiving your partner behind the back, would you? Because God don't behave like that. You will now learn how to behave what you would call godly by when you come under this internal guidance, which, like I'm telling you, the one is like the sun that you see outside, so it shines on the whole earth, and it's the same thing within the psyche of beings. This one shines its light and all. Is everywhere at once, this time or any time. Excuse me. So one don't have to go anywhere, you know, to get in touch with this one. You don't have to search for this one, and you don't have to meet any holy man ever. You know, it's the simple people that learn this way. You know, simplicity. Maybe too many people are too learned, I say, because they are always trying to learn some big thing and give it big name, theology and philosophy and mysticism and, you know what I mean, secret and all kind of science and but there is nothing secret about the one. And you can't be secretive and know the one, because that means you wouldn't be simple if you were secretive, wouldn't it? You have to be transparent. You couldn't be like the Vatican and know the one. Could you? Because you got secrets hiding from from human beings. Spiritual secrets you're hiding. So you could not, no one can know the one like that. It is only honesty. Like I'm telling you, honesty is a key. The door is like if you go to your house and you have the wrong key, you're not getting in. The only way you get in it is when you find the right key. So ain't no one, no man has ever, no human being has ever risen up in the mind without the key of honesty. It can't be done. There's no way around it. No liars, no deceivers. Yeah, you can pretend. Pretenders, but pretending is not the truth, is it? We are now talking about the genuine truth of life, and how one can ascertain these facts, I call them. You know? It's like I'm saying then, God is real as real. God is not hiding. God can be known clearly, factually. But if this is so, and the majority of beings do not know this, there must be something wrong. What is wrong is the majority of beings are living negatively. You cannot know this one when you are living negatively, you know, in greed, hate, lust, jealousy, spite, those kind of vibration, warranty. There is no way at all of you knowing this one like that under those circumstances. No way at all. You don't understand. No man has ever done it in the whole of creation while living like that. No soul can do it ever while they live like that. It can be done, but you have to change your ways. Don't get me wrong, you know, you could be wicked. Wicked men has find out about God after they stop doing the wickedness. You know? Naturally, when we come into the world, we have a tendency to go astray due to the fact that the earth is a brainwashing factory under the influence of negativity. So everyone generally go astray. But I'm saying that if you want to know this one, Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful God, then you must cease from that way. You have to turn around. Come back to what I call roots. Go back. Roots is now way back down in innocency when we first entered the world. In an innocent state. This state was recorded in our memory. This we can recover. When we are living in this innocent state now, we are able to understand the one. See the one clearly. No longer will we be afraid of life or what other human beings say or what they want to do to us or what they don't want to do. Because you see the truth for clearly, for 100%. You see clearly that memory is in everyone recording their deeds. You know what I mean? So why would I have to worry about what's going to happen to President Obama and the goddamn Pope and all these wicked satanic beings? I don't have to worry. Their fate are sealed. They are going to, like I say, these beings. You beings, I give you a warning, all beings who is crawling upon the earth. Lucky for you that if you hear this message, you are alive to hear it. Because many have died and never know, or they never given a chance to change their ways. But this is what is going to happen to you if you don't change your ways. And a lot of evil men won't change anyway. They are like a tree that is too mature now to bend. But what is going to happen to them is that you have, like I say, I repeat this before in one of the reasoning. You have soldiers who go to war, and while they're in the war, they're shooting and killing. It's all fun. It doesn't affect them in the heat of the battle, who they're killing and what they're doing and everything. But as soon as the war is over now and they come back home, they have problem readjusting into society. You know, a lot of them end up shooting themselves at nightmare up to, you know, those kind of things. This is what is going to happen to these souls here now. You who are misbehaving here on the planet Earth, yeah? Doing whatever it is that you want and will and not caring one hoot about what you're doing. Well, when the Governor General of Earth come for you, which the Governor General is death, one of God's most deadly disciples. No arguing with that one when he come around. Not even I argue. He was dead, you know. Well, when death come for you now, and your soul is sweep over now, and you go back home. Let's call it home, like a soldier. When you go back home, and you realize what you was doing. Trust me, some souls are going to be, I don't know. And the worst thing about it now, no, it's not the worst thing, the best thing about it now, they are going to want to kill themselves and realize that they can't do it. You can't die, my friend. Energy, you can't destroy it. You might have been able to jump out the fire here. Go there. But when you go there, you are going to find out now that you can't destroy yourself. You must face the consequences of your evil deeds that you are doing here upon the earth. Yes. So why, as an example, I would say now, would this new Pope come in, knowing in his heart that what he's saying in the church is not true? He must think that if he's pretending that he's washing all people who have AIDS, wash their feet, like some long time story, and pretend to be holy, that is going to make you know God. You can't know God by pretending. You can't know God by being, wearing stupid robe and walking around with cross with Jesus on it, which mean absolutely fuck all, like I said before. It is not true, is it? So if this man have if he even got a glimmer of light in him, he would just hold his hand up to the public and the world and say, listen, all this elaboration that we have here ain't godly. God don't need no money. God is the creator of the earth. If anything, why diamond have a blood clot thing in it? So why are we here now having and me wearing such elaborate clothes, and look at the size of the Vatican and what we got stored up in it. We even have a bank for goddamn sake. You know what I mean? Are we saving the money for God? Are we buying back God property of him for him? You know what I mean? What is the need of that? These men are not godly. These are ungodly men. Like I said before, hiding behind goodness, pretending. This God that I'm telling you about, which is the real blood clot God that dwell within man, don't need to send anyone here, is it? Why would God have to send somebody here if God is in you talking to you all the time? You are the one who is not goddamn listening. But you would rather go outside yourself now and listen to those men who love to wear women dress and dress up in and carry about fancy walking stick, telling you that they are God's disciple on earth and telling you about Jesus coming to die for your sin. Jesus is the devil. That they've given you an idol, created an idol for you to worship. And that idol is Jesus. The real devil is in ourselves, a part of our own being, our own negativity. You see what I mean? That is the devil that you need to get to know. It will serve you better if you know your own devil instead of you knowing the devil that they create for you. And like I tell you, they created a devil and made the devil look good. Because they can't deceive you with the reality, so they have to wrap it up. So this character of Jesus that they wrap up and give to you, along with all the other prophets, is a load of codswallop. God cannot send any prophet here. Unless you want to class all human beings as prophets. But God cannot send anybody here. You are already here to make a choice. So why would somebody then, I say that is the most wicked, it must be some, well, it have to be wicked and evil being, and I know that it is, who will be telling stories that God sent prophets. Send prophet to do what? I mean, even if a prophet comes, say whatever it is, they come on the earth and they see a man doing wrong. They cannot force the man to do wrong. The man has got they cannot force him to do what is right. The man has got his own choice. Yeah, you could say to a man what you're doing is wrong. You know what I mean? And it's not right that you should. But the man don't have to listen to you. You cannot make him. Only a man can change his own self. Nobody can, not even the Son of God can change a man unless the man is willing or the woman is willing in their heart to make a change. Nothing can't happen. So no God can send anybody. And like I say, for God to be sending somebody, that means you're implying that God is away from his creation. Hence the fact they have to make up story that, oh yeah, God sent the angel Gabriel and Michael and Raphael and God sent his son. Why would that's like I say, rambling as fools. You love read too many books. Instead of reading books about the angel and God and all his prophets and all his saints that he ever sent, you should be just living honestly and truthfully within thy own heart. And that will open you and show you what is right. You know what I mean? What is right is not contained within a book. You understand? It's as if you could take the sun and put it in the book. You can't. No group of beings can take the sun out of the sky and claim that if anyone wants light, they have to come to them. No human being is the guardian of wisdom. No group. It's not anyone's property, is it? Conscience is the guardian of wisdom. And you notice that everybody's got it. Everybody might not be using it, which they're not. They don't apply it because they go away from themselves and go outside and follow Jesus or Muhammad or Confucius or the Buddha. Whatever outside thing that they tell you about, that's what you go and follow. These are the very things that lead you astray. The truth is within yourself, not outside. So why are you holding on to your Holy Bible and your Holy Quran and your Bhagavad and forever going on about it? The only thing that is contained in these books are knowledge. Nevertheless, knowledge that can be refined back into wisdom if applied. But there's nothing holy about knowledge. For that matter, that's a holy book and holy Bible. Nothing holy. There's useful knowledge there, right? That can be applied into one life. Like love your brother as yourself and those things. Live that. But if you was living that, you would need to have to run to the book and, you know what I mean, as if the book is the master. The book is not the master is within thy own self. Conscience itself, the high general. So it's like, as an example, like I say, if I am speaking from conscience and a man is relying on a book, I will destroy him. Yeah, man, all this spread, man, 1 billion of them one time. One word destroyed a whole lot of them. Because they are dealing with books. You understand what I mean? You find a lot of people, I say, even when you hear them speaking and they having, all they do is spend the time quoting John. Peter McDonald say this and what this man say, Freud say it, and as if because all these men who write books or who study it because they say something, that's how it go. I don't rely on what anyone say. No. I never sit in a reasoning and quote what any being say, Jesus, or I quote what I know myself when I'm addressing the public, telling them about the one. I don't go on about Jesus saying, Jesus blood clot. I say what I know myself. Not what I hear my mother saying or my father saying, or this man really one at all. But what I myself have figured out through my own effort. That is what I reason about and talk. You know what I mean? So I don't like I say, follow book and about Jesus, and if anyone is, I know for myself, for 1 billion percent, kill all those kind of people. From you following Jesus, you have lost your mind. You've been deceived by wicked and deceitful beings who have no other intention more than to keep you in subjection and make money out of you. Nothing can ever go like that. And if there's a God that send his son here, that God, like I say, is coming on trial in the fire in this time. Because that God has been deceiving human being with his lies. So not only his son must go on trial, so must he. And all the disciples that he has sent here before, and all the prophets. You know what I mean? All them, because now we would say now is judgment time. So these beings and their gods must be judged. You should not go about the earth, I say, talking what you don't know. It is a crime against the law of God. You should not go about the earth believing in God. It is a crime against the law of God to believe in God when God can be known. And if, like I'm telling you, God is here, so why don't you know God? The reason why it is a crime to believe, because when you believe in, you are doing crime. And that's why you end up being a believer. Don't know what your crime is in life, but all believers have something hiding that they don't want to, like they don't want to face the true self. You know, whatever your crime is, you better fix up and get out of the habit of believing. This is not the time for believing. This is the time for knowing. Like I'm telling you, Rastafari is real. You know? And don't be startled by the name if you're not a Rastaman, like I say. I've explained before that Rastafari is just another name, like we say God, Allah, Jah, the way, the light, the truth. You know? Simply if we just say conscience, everyone can understand conscience. And then understand the movements of conscience, that it is not a male or a female principle, is it? But it is within both the male and the female. So what we say here now, this is what we call Rastafari. And I'm saying that Rastafari is the giver of light. Light in a human case is understanding, spiritual growth, development. You understand? Just like what the sun do to the earth, it is the one that gives the growth. Growth tree and all them kind of thing. Inside, it is the conscience that gives growth to your soul and spirit. Give it energy, the light, the understanding. So if you are not in touch with this, which most human beings are not in touch, especially if we look at those who are religious, they are in touch with Jesus. Who is Jesus? Why would you want to know somebody who you don't know? You can't know, because they was dead long, well, they never exist anyway, but as according to them, he died 2,000 years ago. You forever shout, your own conscience is within you, you know, and you don't want to know this. You don't want to get to know it. But you're gone shouting about Jesus, somebody that you don't know, or who is a billion miles away from where your conscience is with you. Why abandon your conscience to listen to stupid, ignorant man? You shall pay for this. Because no human being can ever claim that, oh, we never know the truth. We was deceived. You could not be deceived when conscience was in you. You was ignoring conscience. That's how come you end up being deceived. You know, but when you go back home, there is no excuse. Because this intelligence was given to all of us. Not just some. You know what I mean? So this is a time when I'm saying, if you are going wrong, check yourself carefully as a character. See if you are not doing things that you shouldn't be doing, really. Because every being that is doing things that they shouldn't be doing, know in the heart that it's wrong what they're doing. But they do it for the benefit that it provides them anyway. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying, when you behave like that, these things are what darken your vision and your understanding and your perception, your behavior. Yeah, you might be enjoying having sex with 10 women at once, isn't it? Yeah, and you know, running around and you love sex, so, and you're drinking. But these are the very actions that are blinding thy understanding. You know? Oh yeah. Like we said, those things are nice. But food is nice as well. But if you spend your time eating food, see what happened to you. So you spend your time sexing it out and being sexy. See what happened to you. You end up a goddamn fool. And like I say now, most people, not that because, and we're not foolish, you know, guys, we don't create. How can the greatest intelligence be in us and we're foolish? That could only be because we choose to be. And we choose to follow those who are the most ignorant, because ignorance runs the planet anyway. And these are our leaders. But what I'm saying, no one ain't going to find God that way, is it? You ain't going to find God following the goddamn Pope. The man is a sicko. Ruling over a sick organization. But like I say, humbleness deceives you in it. Pretends humbleness. If he's that humble, then we'll see if he start to auction off everything, all the valuable in the Roman church, and give it away. The world is in desperate need now. Surely God don't need these things. You know what I mean? God don't need the amount of property they got around the planet. You know? Donate it to the poor. Let them find useful things to do with it. But of course they're not going to do such things. These are the organization that has been dominating the earth from I don't know when. These sick men in trousers, I call them, they make me absolutely sick. These type of men. They're not men anyway, you know. Excuse me. Don't cut that, Marius. Leave it like that. These men are not men. That's why every time I have a reason, I have to go into the fact of this. Because it hurt me how these male chauvinistic pigs have brought an imbalance into existence. They're not men. Men who think that they are men, right? You're far away from being a man. You don't have any idea what it is to be a man. You've been programmed to be manly. You know, you're this macho, you know, go after war, shoot and kill and all that. And that's not what a man is, you know what I mean? For a man to be a man, you have to be in control of your feminine and your male principles. These men are not. You can see that these idiots who set religion up are not. Because how would you want to exclude a part of yourself from out of what you're doing, you goddamn fool? So if a man was balanced, of course he's not going to exclude the female. Because he's got this principle. He loves his mother, he loves your mother and your sister and your daughter and your wife and everything. Why? Why would you ever in your mind dream of excluding them, or even wanting to be superior to them? Why does anyone at all want to be superior, whether it was a man or for what reason? Why do you think male or female, or if it was a case, why would the female want to think that they are superior? Or even the male think that they are superior? Even if it was man alone who brought life for a woman, so blood clot, what would that make you superior? Did you create yourself? Oh, you see, there is no superior. You don't understand. It's like night and day. It's just a balance. Partner, share. There is no need for nobody to be up. This is what human beings need to get to understand. We don't need a leader. We don't need, men and women do not have a leader, because the leader is in the man and in the woman. All we have to do is for you who think that you are a man, follow the leader, yeah? And you who say you are a female, follow the leader. The leader lead us, both of us. Eh? Just like how sunshine shine light on us and warm us up, give grow on the earth, the same thing will happen. Eh? When we forget about if this one is the more superior and that man is none of us is. We must follow the leader. You don't follow these, like I say, these male chauvinistic pigs who set religion up and exclude the feminine principle out of it. How can that's sick? It's sick for 130 and many women dress to be sitting there electing another goddamn sicko, pretending that this has got anything godly to do with God or anything godly. It is an unholy thing, a sick thing that could never be. That God would be sick. For just dealing with men and forgetting about women. The God is sick anyway. He only ever choose him and his Holy Spirit. They only ever choose Roman people. Most of them, they've gone back to farm, I say, by choosing another Roman for Pope under the disguise of him being an Argentinian. Yeah, he was born over there of Italian parents. He's a Roman, straight here Roman. You know what I mean? This Holy Spirit is a racist, I say. If I have a man looking at that, and they have enough blacks who are Roman Catholic, they'll show you how stupid and ignorant and mad they are. So not seeing that the Holy Spirit is a goddamn racist. That it can only, you never choose a Chinese one, yet or a Japanese or Indonesian or African. No one. Because it is a criminal organization. It is an evil force set up by evil and wicked men. But you tell that to the gullible, who said, oh yes, the Holy Father, and because these devils, like I say, have masqueraded themselves in fine linen, and women dress and have lots of crosses around them and candle burning. All you black people who are in the churches, you wear the symbol of the cross around your neck because, as you would claim it, they murdered Jesus Christ on the cross. Well, when you was taken out of Africa, you come across on a lot of ship. And when you was coming over there, millions of us die coming across the ship. Start wearing a ship around your neck. When you was on the plantation, one of the trees, they beat people to death with a whip. Yeah? You start wearing a whip around your neck. And big chain. Wear that. To symbolize, you're symbolizing the suffering of a fake Jesus that don't exist. You goddamn idiots, yeah? Now I give you some real things. Since as you love wearing stuff on you, yeah? You go and wear those kind of symbols, yeah? Because I don't know how come if the cross represent an evil. If a man take a knife and murder a man, would you take, and the man is your friend, would you take the goddamn knife and hang around your neck unless you're some kind of sicko? So here you are, you claiming that the murder, you're greatest hero ever. Although the hero is not real still, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, your hero get murdered on a cross by some wicked men with wicked intention. And the very tool that they use to symbolize their evilness. You tell me that you are going to take after your friend get put up on a cross now. You start to go about wearing the cross on you. And then go about putting it up all in your temples and your church and everywhere a man of them cross. They are sick of that is mark of the beast. You don't understand what I mean? Well, ain't nothing godly about that. You're not godly at all. Like I tell you before, you know, the one can only be known anywhere, India, China, Middle Earth, Back Earth, in bush, anywhere the human being find themselves manifested. The one can only be known through self-discipline. No other way. No shortcut. Only one way to God. Honesty. About there is lots of road and lots of there ain't no lots of no road at all. It's one. God is in oneness. I tell you, one universe, one planet Earth. One race of people on the planet Earth. I know you don't know this, but you're one race, yeah? And within all of you is the one spirit that watch you all, the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari himself, the higher general. And I am his bad boy disciple. Yeah, that's how it. And to know this one, which is the real one I'm telling you about now. The real one. The real one is not the real one. We don't believe in the real one. We're not believers in Firehouse. We are Noah. We shouldn't say we. I am Noah of that one himself. So therefore I teach the way of this one. And how one can get the experience themselves. How they can know the one. You know the one by, say, simplicity. By being honest. Within wherever you find yourself living in it. Stop your negative behavior. Yeah? Don't do those negative behavior. Cut them out. And then that is what he's going to teach, you know. Admittedly, you know, we all set off on the wrong road. So we're not condemning anyone for the wrongs that they are doing or have done in the past. Because everyone has done wrong. No one is like one of these stories that they have in the Bible there, going to stone a woman to death. And them said it be brethren Jesus said, well, let the first man who has never sinned cast the first stone. And every man put the stone down and go home. Well, I say Jesus couldn't throw no stone either. Because if he was a man, he must have sinned in it. But as according to them, he never seen him was some kind of extraordinary man. But like I said, no extraordinary man don't live. Just normal man. Every man who come here err due to their education then. Some men learn the difference when they grow up then, and we can ascertain our own faculties. Some souls are brave enough to think it through and find themselves. And fully understand that they was brainwashed growing up and that the society is a corrupted and evil and wicked society, and that we are being deceived by these vampires and goons, and that these blood-sucking movies that we see with vampires are really our fellow souls here who are malfunctioning. Chiefly these religious ones who believe in God. God is not something to believe in. I have to repeat this message over. All believers in God are lunatics. You've been led down the garden path by men who don't understand or who don't want to understand God, but men who are interested in earthly power and possession, money, but they masquerade this vicious and evil desire and in behind goodness appearing to be good. When, like I say, behind their church gods, a lot of them are homosexual, pedophile, and I don't know, probably sexing up the nuns and doing all kind of sickly thing that they're doing under the robe there. While at the same time, when service is on there, they're pretending to be all holy and all nice, and when you know they drinking whiskey and doing all kind of thing behind the scene. You know what I mean? Visiting prostitute and all this kind of thing. Well, these things must happen. That would never happen if a man was dealing with the real God. No, if the church and these religion was dealing with the real God, then there could be no corruption in it. Would never be. But when you're not dealing with the real God now, you're just dealing with the organization that is pretending to be godly. Of course you're going to find corruption. It's going to be riddled with corruption from head to foot all over. But trust me, if you want to know if there is a God then, let's call it God. Because you hear about this God. Don't be rushing off to India and China looking for any holy man, reading here, there and there. You have to practice. You have to look at your own life first, see what you're doing. Because you will know the wrongs that you're doing. Yeah? The first thing to understanding, or to gain understanding, is to prepare the mind. It's like planting food. You have to prepare the ground. First, we have to get rid of the weeds. The weeds in our case would be our bad habits. Whatever that is, doesn't matter. Bad habits. Yeah? First, we have to remove these things. If you don't remove these things, it would be like sitting around and not being fit. So because the body is not fit, it cannot do certain things, you know. It will still humble about. Well, that's what the mind is like. The mind need to be prepared if you're going to know God. And that is the reason why now we have to go in the mind and in our mind and remove the negative things that we are, you know, whatever, if we're a liar, a thief, or whatever it is. We will know what apply to us. Different things apply to different people. Whatever the wrong that you know apply to you, that is your problem. That is what you sort out. That is the beam that is in your eyes that is blinding you from seeing the reality of things. That is what need to be removed before the light can enter. You remember when I like giving this example of the glass and the water. Clean water will not stay clean in a dirty glass. Can't settle into cleanness. But if you clean that same dirty glass, the water settle. The truth will never settle in a dirty mind. But clean up the mind and see what happens. Yeah, the truth settle in it, man. Love it, man. Shine bright in it. But how can it settle in a contaminated mind? It'll be the same thing now, like say somebody who's not willing to understand what is right and correct. Listening to a reasoning like this, it's going to sound like bullshit. You see what I mean? Because their mind is like, it's dirty. The truth cannot settle in such a mind. It's not for their mind. These words are for a mind whose intention is to do what is right and correct. This kind of reasoning can be helpful for such souls, but all others is no good for them. It's the rambling of a lunatic to them, simply because their mind is not clean. But no clean-minded being anywhere in creation could ever hear these words and then thinking that, you know what I mean, they will be they support it to the fullest. Because clean-minded beings will understand clean-minded words. You see what I mean? Anywhere we go. But if your mind is unhealthy, which the average mind on the planet is unhealthy, you know what I mean? It look as if, well, I say in this time, it look as if the light is ready to burst out, because of the computer. And so I reckon we are even at a stage where it is the most enlightened period in human history. There's never been so many opportunity to grasp what is right and truthful and honest. From so many different speakers, like I say, if you have your computer, you and them kind of things. The truth is all over the place, you know what I mean? What was hidden is now coming out. It's easier to unmask these lunatics, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is if this job is not done, because some people don't want to know, you know, like they don't understand that life is forever. You will be the one who is sorry after. You know what I mean? When you go home, like I'm saying. Just think of Earth as a war. We are fighting a war here. Yeah? Well, when you are doing negative things, that's what you're doing. You're killing people and doing them. Well, when you go back home and you realize that you have to pay for what you did. The consequences of your own action, you know. And trust me, because the one is the smartest, like I tell you, there is no way at all that a man could do anything and then claim that he never do it. Because whatever he's done is on his memory, innit? It's even like the man that you did it to memory. And anyone who bear witness to what you did. But we don't need the evidence from them, although the evidence is in more than one place. But chiefly in you. That's where we've got it. Even down to your very intention was recorded when you plot whatever you plot. The hate that was in your heart, the desire to destroy, the joy that you get from it when you hear that the man was dead. All those things are recorded. Nothing goes amiss. When you know God, you will realize that God is the smartest thing ever. Nothing can be as smarter than that. It is the smart of smart. It thinks of everything and set everything in perfect order. Ain't no way of defeating it. I don't know why people come here now and working against the law. Never know. It's as if they never know that a law exists. Just like I'm saying, you know, in modern time you can demonstrate it this way. You go into a big supermarket, you don't see anybody, so you start robbing and stealing. When all the time there was a camera watching you. Same thing. You come to Earth and you're killing and murdering going on with yourself, giving orders, you and your friend laughing. Never noticed that memory was recording all your deeds. No, like a fool now, you go and say you're putting it on computer, you write it in book, and then when you don't want anybody, you are shredding it. You cannot shred what you've done. No secret can be shredded. Because there is no secret. Secret from who? Like I say, a secret from man. We're not here, we're not bothered about man. Man is easy to deceive, like I say. But I'm telling you, goddamn fool, you cannot keep any secret from the one. The one is the smartest of all. Isn't it? He knew you was going to try and keep secret. That's why I put a video in you. Before you know what I mean. That's what I say, God is so, and then God's so smart, like I said, God is everywhere at once, in a brethren. All those who live and dead, God was in them, and all those who are living now, from the east, west, north, south, God is in them, watching them, in a brethren. And anyone who would live in the future. You just can't escape the gaze of this one, you know. This one is like the sun, man. Anyone who come up into this life must have to draw sunlight from that one. From that. No other sun is it in the sky. No other sun within thyself more than the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself, the High General. Which is way beyond. That's why I'm saying this one. No wonder people don't know this one. You're not humble enough to know this one anyway. Well, anyway, this one is beyond the regions of the mind, you know. Mind is just a moon thing. This one is a step beyond. That's why I say duality lies within the moon, but not within the sun. So when you are talking about male and female, we are in the mind, so we deal with that principle. But in Firehouse, beyond that, land of the sun, ain't no duality over there, just oneness. Maybe the one created duality as a bit of fun. But there is no duality within the one himself and fire. Way behind, that's how you say, beyond the mind. The one is beyond the mind. Way beyond the mind. Mind teach knowledge, like we were saying, man, knowledge teacher. But the mind have no light of its own. Get it from firehouse. The sun, the giver of light. The terrible hundredfold one. Secret dweller. I suppose the story sounds so fantastic because you're going to think to yourself then that how could such a one be dwelling in me? Well, man is very big, you know. We are a miniature universe. So here we have a universe within us, and in this universe dwell the one. The only one that is that is the one that I am calling Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful overlord himself, the High General. Now that one don't deal with any prophets, don't deal with any saints, and don't deal with any wise man and these people who are talking, you know. It just deal with honesty. This one has never sent any saint or sent any prophet. Anyone who knows this one has never wanted to be any goddamn saint or any prophet either. I don't know anyone who know the one who want to be anything, you know. And you have some people saying that, oh, we are all gods. Man must understand themselves. The sun is the sun, the moon is the moon. Jupiter and Pluto is what they are. Yeah? Earth is what it is. Donkey is donkey, goat is goat, hog is hog, man is man, God is God. So how can man be God? We are gods and gods. Are you stupid? Why would any, this is what some, when I check it out, I hear some man, they say we are all gods and things. But why do you want to be God? You can't be God. God is a power that is everywhere at once. Was in that time, this time, and the time to come. You are a human being. You can't be like that. So why would you want to be like that? For what reason and what purpose? I don't really understand these guys. Well, I don't want to be any God still, you know. I just want to follow the one. I'm happy following the one. Let the one be what he is, and I will be what I am. But I don't want to be the one. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the one at all. I'm happy with what I am. And all those I say who they want to be the one, of course they are deluded in their belief that, oh, we are gods, we can be gods, we should be gods, and we when you don't know God, it will be best if you know God first, innit? Then when you know God now, you would realize that, oh, I don't want to be like God. You know what I mean? Because God is known and unknown. In the east, west, in man, woman, and we are just a single being in one place at one time. We can't possibly be God and be like God. Yet somebody are telling us now that we should be like God. You know? Well, these are the ramblings I see of deluded beings. Beings who don't comprehend what God is or who God is, and who are just going off a belief. This is not the time for anyone to believe in any God. This is the time for a serious investigation. You hear you come into life, people are rambling about God, God, God. This God thing either is real or is not real. Can only be two ways. Either God exists or God don't exist. Yeah? Now I'm telling you that yes, God exists. But to know this for sure for yourself, you must live a self-disciplined life. You must change from this negative way that you're behaving to a positive, and your own experience of doing this will reveal God to you, so that you will know You know, it's like when a man wasn't fit before and he's fit. You can't go and tell him now that it's not good to be fit and he doesn't feel any better being fit. He ain't going to believe because he knows that he feels better being fit. And it's right to be fit. You know what I mean? But you can't just believe in fitness. That's no good. Believe is no good, no proof. It's in the doing. So you have to take action if you want to know. And that action, like I say, is the self-discipline. When you do this now, then you can know God. For real. But you don't have to believe in knowing God. Because it's stupid believing in God. Belief cannot help you. You know what I mean? And if you're a believer in God, like I said, it's not likely you are doing the wrong thing. It is a fault within your psyche, within your own being, that you're not correcting. Or you probably think it's not a fault worth correcting. But those are the very things that are keeping you ignorant and keeping you as a believer. You see what I mean? Nothing less than complete honesty. Say, alright then, take for instance on this. If you was a racist, you can't know God. You know what I mean? If you was a white man hating black man, you can't know God. And if you're a black man hating white man, you can't know God either. So when we say racist, covering all fields. I don't skin up with human beings, I say. I don't give a fuck whether you want to be black or white or blue. Because that is just your own imagination. You understand? The spirit have no color. The fact that you take water, like I say, and go and throw it in 4 different containers, black, white, green and blue, and write something on it and seal it, doesn't make it any different. It will still be water in it. So all these different beings that you are seeing on the planet, that you're evil and wicked scientists, there is a backward human being them, has categorized up into black and white. They did this because of ignorance. You don't understand. We are spirits. Spirit have no color. So when you go and ask one of them, what color is your mind, friend? They don't know. The spirit have no color. You've been educated to hate each other by wicked and evil beings who separate you and divide you and let you lose your very soul. You'll be sorry about this when you go on the other side. If you don't change this wicked and evil way, you know what I mean? Setting up yourself into groups. Like I say, if you're a racist, you finish. Ignorance, you pay for that. And look how many people are living under this state. Under racism, greed, sexism, jealousism, spitism, all those kind of behavior should be rooted out of the psyche of your soul if you have the minute. Because if you don't do these things, you know, if you can't get serious about what you know is wrong with your own self, then you can't know the truth. So any man in this time at all, if me say anything racist, you know, that he's far away from himself, last cause, you know. Easy to identify those who are wicked, are devious, are lost the soul, those who are running down the money, the material things, you know, the sex, all these are just weak, sick beings. You know what I mean? Who, if you don't change your ways, like I say, you will live a life of ignorance and die in ignorance and go and reap some more ignorance. Because you love it, innit? Just like how goodness will follow you all the day of your life, ignorance follow you all the day of your life, right down into the grave and nobody on the other side. If you don't decide to change these wicked and evil ways and stop from following these satanic beings who are claiming to be God disciples, you know, and that God has revealed special message to them and their friends and all that. No, God hasn't got anything private to say to anybody. And as God has never ever revealed any special message to any special man to come and tell to humanity. Any man who has ever done that is a liar. The minute he say that God tell him, you know that he's a liar, innit? Or if he say the angel brought it, or whoever brought it. Such beings are liars and deceivers, and they do these things to control the mind of gullible human beings. They wouldn't be able to control the mind of anyone who is awake and alert, because no one who is awake and alert would ever believe any stupid things like that if anybody come telling them what God said to them last night and God revealed this to tell to us. These are only done by beings who want to control. And if you are honest within yourself and you want to investigate, you are going to find out in the end that who control this evil system are the religious men. Not the politicians, they are controlled by the religious. The religious men are a lot more evil than them, because they are the ones who are chiefly camouflage behind goodness, holiness, humbleness. But it's only a pretense, not real. And they are pretending for a very good reason. You see what I mean? They are the chief deceiver of souls. That's why I have no mercy on this Pope that does come in. I do one before them, they're all sick. But now, just because they see they already published a couple of pictures of him washing feet and say that he drive on a bus in Argentina. Oh, how good that you drive on a bus, eh? It'll be even better now if you go and sell all the bus that the Roman Catholic own. Sell out. Just come down in a simple building, man. Sell the rest, man. Sell off all the artwork, melt down and all the gold. Whatever treasure that you have, steal there from you must have a lot of things in the Vatican from Africa, man. Give it back, bring it to Africa. It should not be under the Vatican up there, you know. What is that? That's even make you more sicker. So release all these things. But of course this man is not going to do this thing. Because the man is a businessman. These are the chief. I call them the most evilest men who make money out of God. You suffer for that. You're going to suffer 10 times more than the normal man. But it won't be God who make you suffer though. Because God is love. And love punishes no one. Your own deeds and action is what is going to torment you. There ain't no need for God to torment anyone. You know what I mean? Like I say, why would God want to do that? Anyway, or even try anybody and sentence them or nothing. Don't have to do anything like that. There's a law in the universe already. The law applies. You know what I mean? Simple. It's run by law. The law applies. There's a law that you reap what you sow. So you just reap that, no problem. You sown it, no one else. So that's why I'm telling all these people here on earth now. You enjoy the party, you love partying, eh? And you enjoy the party so much you don't give two hoots. That's why you say, live for today and die tomorrow. Well, you carry on doing that, living without any care, and don't care about what you're doing. And then when you arrive on the next side, I hope the grin on your face will be as big as it is here now. You know what I mean? And I hope if you see a man like me, you'll be saying, oh yeah, you remember when you were saying all those things? You see, nothing go like that. We can still enjoy ourselves here. It never really matter what we did. You waste your time trying to live an honest life. You might as well kill, because we all end up in the same position, innit? Yeah, we'll see if that is what is going to happen. Because we're not here forever. We are all in the same gene pool, passing through in the same. So we are bound to be heading back in that same gene pool, you know. We will encounter each other on a vibe again. And then we will see if what what you're sowing here with your wickedness and deceitfulness are those who you was following. Those are the wicked and ungodly men who have no intention and don't have no love for God, but mask themselves nevertheless as God men and have gullible people. The majority as well. Because the majority of people would rather listen to a priest than listen to what is right in it. If I went out to speak tomorrow, I couldn't draw an audience, maybe a little bit. But if the Pope come at the window, if the Pope announced today that, listen, Easter Sunday, I'm giving a chat, a 1 hour chat. I want you to turn up in St. Peter. St. Peter couldn't hold the amount of people who would have turned up. Some would have to get turned away. I don't know how many million it hold in there, if it 2.5 million now, but he couldn't hold the amount of his followers in there anyway. And yet he's talking bullshit. Don't know nothing about God. Well, think about it then. Why would one being who claim that they know God, yeah, be saying, listening to another being who know God and saying that they don't know God? Knowing God is not some kind of jealousy competition going on here. Understand? So if the man was a man of God, of course I was going to say the man is a man of God and people should listen to what the man have to say. But as a man of God, I know in my heart that this is a man of the goddamn devil. So I have to say that. I know that his creation who is worshipping the Jesus is Satan himself. Because obviously Jesus don't exist. The story that they're telling about Jesus is the Son of God sitting and he's a goddamn lie, he's a sick. That could only come out of the sickness of twisted beings. And yet you have grown up adults here who God give intelligence believing in that fuckery. Going to college to learn and learning that stupid. I don't like swearing in when I'm reasoning, but sometimes you have to, like I say, pepper up the reasoning with the odd swear word here and there. Because it made me sick into the bottom of my soul. I say I'm willing to bet my soul on it. That this goddamn Jesus Christ that they create, and all the fucking prophet as well, all of them are goddamn satanic devils. You see, but they wrap them up now, as holy men to deceive the soul of gullible beings, not sensible beings. I would like to know which sensible being have their faculties together would actually think that Jesus was a real person. That means that being couldn't have done any research at all. I don't need to do no research at all. I knew that the story wasn't real, just from a spiritual aspect. Not a physical, but no people know from a physical aspect because they can't find the man. But I knew this from a spiritual aspect. Under the law, we are here to make a choice. God cannot interfere with our choice, so therefore He could not have sent anybody. Because if He sent anybody to tell us anything that is interfering with our choice, we already have a choice to choose between what is right and what is wrong, given to us by that energy that we call God. So why would He have to now come and tell us, or say to us, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not do this. I wonder if these idiots that follow Christianity know the original commandment. 42 of the Mahat was more before they cut it down to that. And in there it don't say I have not, it don't say thou shalt not, it says I have not stolen, I have not covet my neighbor, I have not steal cattle, I have not done that, and I have not done that. Which is the correct way where one is saying exactly what they do. Rather than what these devils in the church now steal and claim that Moses went up on the mountain and God gave him the 10 commandments. How could God give goddamn Moses 10 commandments up Mount Sinai? Yeah? When Moses went to school in Egypt, was brought up in Egypt, know everything in Egypt, and know the 42 commandments of the Mahat, are the 142 of them, saying I have not stolen, I have not done this, and I have. So why the fuck would God want to give him 10 up a mountain? No, God, nothing don't go like it's a load of bullshit. Twisted by these who want to deceive your soul. Telling you about Moses, a part C and all these kind of Joseph. Load of bullshit. That's not reality. You'll never find out any reality by listening to these stupid men in women dresses. These deceitful and wicked. I can't find the right word to curse them. If I did have the vocabulary, I would curse these stinking, dirty souls. They are my brothers, but I have to curse their performance, their action, their wicked and dirty, stinking action that they have performed. And they've done it while pretending that they are doing the work of Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful Overlord himself. And they do not know God. They just do it to make money. I swear to God that God and his son is one of the biggest money earner on the planet. Everybody make money out of God because everybody have a religion. And them also have them saying that making a money. God is big business. It make me sick. You know what I mean? Make me even sick at that day. Like I say, you turn on your God channel and you have all the preachers up there have big audience. You look, you see the Pope with big audience. No, you like human don't want to know the truth. God damn. Why don't know why? Rather listen to lies. They love lies. It's just like if you look in the music industry. All the singer, the Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, whatever you want to name them, pop star. Their music is absolute shit. The lyrics that they write make no fucking sense whatsoever. Yeah? And the system is rewarding them big money for doing this to the fellow human being. And yet people love these idiots. These goddamn piece of shit. Who sell the very soul just a paper. Lick out the rich man batty hole, I say, these type of people for at the drop of a hat. Will do anything for a bit of publicity. And these are the very people that these are the shit music that we listen to. These are the goddamn devils that we make them give to us as role models. Only people who are leading, they know that these people can lead a lot of people astray. And any group that can lead a lot of people astray is always well rewarded. If you want to be a religious man, a music man, a writer, anything, as long as you can captivate a lot of people and put bullshit into them, of course the system is going to give you a OB or a sir. You know what I mean? And you're going to be well respected up in high society. But when you go home, man, that is when you are going to live to regret a lot of the bullshit that you're doing here on earth and you don't care about. But if I was a normal human being anyway, this is the time when I would get serious and find out if there's any purpose and reason for our existence. Or is this existence just an accident? Well, you'll have enough beings like the firehouse here telling you, no, my friend, it's not an accident. And I am not the only one who is telling you. People are saying it now, people have said it in the past, people have said it in the longer past. People have known this. The great majority might not have known it, but it is being known, it can be known. If it can be known, why are we not knowing it? If it was known, what I'm telling you, right, we wouldn't have this problem on earth. Men wouldn't be wicked and evil. We wouldn't be developing bombs to kill. We wouldn't be sitting here now in England like I see the British government here now calling to arm the Syrian rebel after when they know that over 70,000 people died here already. France and Britain and the rest of Europe is pushing to arm these rebels. Why do they want to kill people so much in the next person? Can you see that they're sick? They're only interested in selling their arms. Business. How can any responsible government, right, see that 70,000 people already died and great swath of building has been destroyed? And you have some kind of homosexual man here now in the British government saying that we should harm up the Syrian rebel to go and kill more. What they call is to give them more heavier weapon. If they kill 70,000 with light weapons, that means how many more thousand are going to die with heavy weapon? But why is Britain so interested? Why don't they just mind their own business? You're far away. Syria is way over there. And you want to dictate the policies that is happening. You don't want to recognize the Syrian government. When people come on the street in London, I see you there beating them, the police beating them and ringing them with kettling them and but if anybody is protesting in Syria now and the Syrian police do anything, you are calling foul play. And that you should go in and bomb them back into order. You know what I mean? This is how wicked and vile we've become. That we tolerate our own side, like I say, calling for the murder and destruction of other people's places. They did the same thing with Iraq. Anywhere they go, it's not just going to be death and destruction. They haven't stopped killing people since they've been there, but you don't hear anyone call for Blair and Bush to be prosecuted and all their cronies. They went to Afghanistan, pure killing. They destroyed Libya, a place where man could have gone in Africa and find work before. They gone there and completely destroy everything that Colonel Gaddafi built up. And no doubt steal a lot of his money that he had invested with them. This is a crook. Now they are looking, now they are telling you that they should kill more people in Syria, and then after that the next plan is to go and kill. But when are you going to wake up in the West and say start thinking, stop the killing? We don't want Iran don't want no war with you. And if they have a atomic bomb, they're not going to war with you. Stop inciting war. Tell Israel to stop worrying about Iran and stop building illegal settlement on Palestinian land. That is, stop talking about the roadmap to peace while you're causing war. Stop blaming Iran. Although Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, why don't you tell Israel to stop taking away Palestinian land? You don't care, you are in bed with Israel as well. And these British are not calling to arm the Bahraini opposition and talking about how cruel and evil the king in Bahrain is. The Saudi Arabia, but you're pointing out Assad, how evil Assad is. Assad cannot be as evil as the Western governments and the American. He is just a fly, not even a fly, like a mite, where evil is concerned. He's not in the big league of evil. When you're talking about big superstar evil, you have to look at the tree lion and the eagle, the dragon and the bear. Those are the powerhouse. All of that little devils come under the wing. You know the tree lion is England here. The eagle is its daughter America over there, The dragon is the Chinaman and the bear is the big Russian over there. Those are the dadas of evil. Superstars. You're in the soup. I don't know how the fuck could Assad get up in that league. He's just a little minor. Little minor fry when it comes to perpetrating real sick evil. So don't let these fool you, you know what I mean? They are doing the same thing like what the churchmen do, hiding behind the goodness. We are bringing democracy. They're not bringing this up, they're bringing hate and destruction within their part. Anyway, if you don't want to grasp the message of that, hear what I and I are going to do, because I've been rapping a while now, and I'm going to reload from the firehouse, and reach up on the next line where we clarifying up the matter some more deeply about who the I and I is in this time, because it's time for one to know the one. Like I tell you before, The one is not personal to no one. The one is everywhere present at once. Within what you call the black and white and shiny and all them things. Well, I don't teach a restrictive teaching anyway. I just teach to beings. Any blood clot beings. Living or dead. Any dimension. Don't care what books you have because I'm superior to any book that man produce. Still. See what I mean? I don't worry about your ancient wisdom either. Or your ancient knowledge. I is beyond all everything that you can have. Because that's how the one is. And because I am a follower of that one, I can shed a light that is beyond all these restriction and borders. Anyway, I going to just flash out of here, seeing, reel out and fire out from firehouse. Rastafari live it and reign it in the heart of all human beings. See,